Welcome to the Dental18 podcast. I'm your host, Kira Dent, and I have this crazy idea that maybe I could combine a doctor and a team member's perspective because let's face it, dentistry can be a challenging profession with those two perspectives. I've been a dental assistant, treatment coordinator, scheduler, biller, office manager, regional manager, practice owner, and I have a team of traveling consultants where we have traveled to over 165 different offices coaching teams. Yep, we don't just understand you, we are you. Our mission is to positively impact the world of dental, and I believe that this podcast is the greatest way I can help elevate teams, grow VIP experiences, reduce stress, and create A-teams. Welcome to the Dental18 podcast.
Guys, welcome as we're letting more people in. We'll have them popping up. Turn your faces on. We'd love to see you. Those of you that we can see, we want to see those faces. That's why we do this. We could do a webinar status where we can't see you or talk to you, but that's not how we roll in the Dental18. We want to know you. We want to see you. This is party time, guys. So, all right, let's get rocking and rolling today. Rachel, how are we doing with everybody coming in? Rachel should be there. I think she's there. We'll see.
Good. Everyone's coming in.
Okay, perfect. I was like the mystery voice out there. Better than when we did the separation and bringing everybody back together. So we know that there are some of you that are back in practice. We also know some of you are being delayed. So we're going to keep running Workshop Wednesdays. We will always record these so you guys have access to them. So welcome. If you're new today, we'll intro the Dental18. And if you are here, you've been here every week, guess what? Welcome to the Dental18 again. So Tiff Trader, say hello to everybody today. Let us know who you are.
I'm Tiff Trader. I'm the unicorn member of the Dental18. And I'm here today to talk to you about How-tos. I'm a traveling consultant. We do coaching calls. I do all the things with the Dental18, content creation. And Ashley's laughing so hard and I love it. So that's why we're here. Yeah. So turn your videos on because it makes me excited. If I'm talking today, I want to see faces.
Yes, absolutely. Tiff, thank you. Our real name's Tiffany. We never know what her name is going to be, whatever I say. So Tiff, thank you. We also have Tarly. Tarly, let us know a little bit about who you are. Welcome. Oh, Tarly, I think you're muted.
Well, hello there. I'm coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona. Over here, it is officially summer. Good Lord, I think we were in the hundreds. Oh God. So, I don't know what I want to say about myself. I love leading. I specialize in emotional intelligence and leadership development with teams, doctors, and all your team members because they're all so important. And I love the systems and structures, but I really love the people. So
yes,
I'll be finding it here and there if needed throughout the call today.
I love it. Thank you, Tarly. Yes, we love having Tarly here. All right. We also have our other coach, Ashley Dorn. Ash, tell us hello.
Hello, everyone. I am one of the coaches, consultants that works on this fabulous team as well. Man, I love every aspect of dentistry. I've been at it since the age of 17, and I've just kept going. So I absolutely love it. I'll be in charge of the chat today. So if you guys have questions, please post them in the chat, and let's get interactive. That's what this is all about.
That's right. Thanks, Ash. Ash is in Vegas today, guys. She's not in her normal house in Salt Lake. So it's fun that we all can connect. Hello, Peninsula Dental. Super excited to see you guys. I just saw you on a Zoom right before. So welcome back. Excited to have you here. All right, you guys. So we're going to do a quick recap. I'm Kira Dent, and we also have behind the scenes Rachel. She's on our admin team. We also have Kaylee, and we also have Laramie. So they are behind the scenes today. So just so you guys know. All right, let's get into this. So last week, who can? You guys can unmute yourself because we're going to get a little more interactive. What did we work on last week? Somebody unmute yourself. What did we work on? Well, that's fun. Somebody unmute. Guys, you have to have had something done last week. What did we do? Somebody. You guys, I can see all your names. All right, fine. We're going to go to, did somebody unmute? That's Tiffany.
That's me.
All right, then.
We were working on the 30, 60, 90.
Yes, Trish. Girl.
We knew it would be you. Good job.
Way to go, Trish. Yes, the 30, 60, 90-day scorecard. So you guys can either in the chat, we're going to make the chat happen again. We want you guys using this chat down here. So either in the chat or on your picture, give us a thumbs up if you were able to accomplish last week And it's okay if you didn't get all of them done. We asked you to try and complete a 30, 60, 90-day scorecard to bring on and onboard. We aim for 6 positions. That's OM, TC, scheduler, biller, dental assistant, and hygienist. Those are our 6 positions. So give us a thumbs up. If you did it, you can write yes in the chat or give us a thumbs up on your board. We're going to see how many of you were able to get that done. Make that chat pop in. Nice. We see some of the thumbs up. Let us know. Did you guys get that done? Put it in the chat. I want to see how you guys did. We've got a few yeses in there. If you did not, we're seeing not as many. It's okay. Put a yes or a no. It's okay if you did not. If you did not get it done, I want you to put in the chat, Ash, if you'll watch that, what were some of the questions that came up or some of the stumbling block? Nice job. Kissing Camels Dentistry, thumbs up for you guys. What were some of the struggles that you had with 30, 60, 90? And it might have been that you weren't here last week, and that's okay. Welcome. I'm going to review back and build on it for you. So if you guys had a question, what questions came up this week as you were working on 30, 60, 90s or on the protocol fold or anything? I want to open this up for chat before we get into how-tos. You can put it in the chat box down here, or you can even unmute yourself and ask us specifically. Thanks, Ash. So what were some of the struggles or some of the issues that you guys came up on with 30, 60, 90?
It's really powerful if anybody can share that, because more than likely someone else has the same struggle, but it takes courage to speak out sometimes in a group, because it's like, what if it's stupid? What if it doesn't make sense? And if you could be the courageous one to say the thing, it might even be like, I don't understand any of it, right? Someone else is probably thinking that too. And maybe they're a little nervous about it. So who would like to be the courageous one?
Yes, thank you. Thanks for saying that, Charlie. You're exactly right.
We had someone come and say, I didn't come up.
Go ahead. Hang on, Ash. Somebody was saying something. Go ahead.
I know one of the biggest struggles we had is we don't have a separate person for each position. So collaging or making a file that's, the office manager, treatment coordinator, and billing coordinator is kind of all in one in our group, and trying to make something that's just, comprehensive, to include all parts of that one person's job.
Yeah, that is really tricky. Coaches, do you guys have any tips, Ashley, Tarly, Tiff, of what? Thank you, Trent, for speaking up. Really proud of you. Tarly, you got something.
Trent, hi. Okay, so Trent, so I was scheduled to go to their office. And so I've been talking to Stacy. And so I'm just tell you, just because I know that I'll work directly with you, have her reach out to me. You guys reach out to me. I'll have a call with you about that, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, it's great to see your face on there. I didn't know that you guys were a partner team like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know your husband and wife. Oh, okay, that's
no.
Great.
It's actually my mom.
Oh,
it's all right. I get it all the time.
And this is why we love to see your faces, because we all can see you giggle. We see it like this is real human life. And Trent, to your point, like you're going to work directly with Tarly, and I think a lot of you in other offices have your same concern. And I would say for those, Tarly is going to work directly with you, Trent. So you're lucky. You've got the magician on your team. For those of you wanting some tips, Tiff, you got to comment on that. You look like you're ready to go.
Well, I actually just talked to an office about this an hour ago. And my biggest suggestion, I actually have that twice today, is to take all of those how-tos, like that table of contents, and figure out what it is that your team is doing. You're going to be able to see what they're doing and then what they're not doing that maybe you want them to do or you need more info about. But then what you're going to do is you're really going to figure out what are the positions within your practice, because it might not be all 4 separated out. You might have 2 girls or 1 girl who does it all. So then you have to figure out how to manipulate it and create it to be one big thing. Sorry, I got it.
So what Tiff was saying on that is this is that how-tos. I wanted you guys to see what she was referring to. This is in your ops manual. So up here you guys can see in Digify it says back office how-tos. So Tiff's saying take this whole table of contents and actually condense it down, figure out what do you do, what do you not do. Is that correct, Tiff?
Yeah, exactly. And then you can take, once you know that, you know who your team members are, and you can say, okay, well, my office manager, she actually does the billing, the treatment coordinating, and then she verifies insurance or whatever. So you'll take all of those within the download, right, and put it all under hers. So yours might look a little bit different than what this looks like, but we wanted to make sure we had a broad overview for the practices that had that big of a team, because it's easier to condense it down than to make it bigger.
Absolutely. And thanks for bringing that up, Tiff, because you guys, like, that table of contents, I think, is one of your best resources to use, because you can look at that and say, like, Tiff had a really good idea. We did a podcast yesterday on it of taking 2 different color highlighters, highlight in yellow what you know you're already doing, and then in pink, highlight what you don't know if you're doing or you're not doing. And then you can ask questions. You can ask the Dental18 coaches here, like, what does this even mean? We don't know what this even means. Should we be implementing it? And then you might realize, some other offices have realized, hey, there's actually a lot of tasks that this one person's trying to do. Do we outsource it? Do we hire another person? How do we manage this on the daily, the weekly, the monthly? That can help a lot. So awesome. Ash, were there some other questions that came up? Thank you, Trent, for being brave to say that. I'm really proud of you. Thank you.
This one wasn't a question, but I thought it was a really great point that somebody made. Knowing what all of the position does, so what each team member does within the office, and it was helpful to reach out to the team and let them fill in some of it or add input. So I think that's a great point. We definitely are encouraging you guys to do that, to fill in some of those finer details that you just might not be aware of. A good question too. I didn't come up with many 60 and 90, lots of 30-day expectations, but not very many 60 and 90.
That's a really good point. I think sometimes we want to front load so much on the 30-day that we forget that, hey, we want this person for the long haul. We don't want to burn them out in the first 30 days. So really prioritizing, what do they really need to learn in 30 days? And is that realistic? I know when we bring on new coaches, I think, because I've been doing it for so long, that they should be able to have awesome coaching calls, and they should be able to run a workshop on their own, and they should be able to do all these things. Like, come on, I can do it. We have to remember it took a while for us to get there too. So look at it and then maybe review back on those 30 days and think, like, does this really have to happen in the first 30 days? Or could I push this to 60 days? Because you have to remember, coming in as a new person, if I look at this list and it's unattainable, I'm going to give up. So you really want to prioritize what's most important on that 30 day, and then push to the 60, push to the 90, so you have them for the long haul. A really good mentor who happens to be on this call today, named Charlie, when I was becoming an office manager, she actually told me, and I use this all the time, she said, Kira, remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So I think if you can remember, you want these people for the long haul, we want them for the marathon. We don't want to burn them out in this quick 30 days. That can help you push into that 60-90 zone. So great questions, you guys. All right. So for those of you who are new, let me do a quick screen share with you guys. We're going to be popping on over here. So if you're new, I love Tiffany's analogy that she did last time, where she said, hey, you don't want to show up to a book club without the book. So for those of you, you can absolutely 100% use your own operations manual. We're not suggesting you have to use Dental18's manual. We're going to go off of the one we built, because guess what? We put a lot of time into it, and it's, I think, less than $500 for 650 pages. So less than $1 a page. And it's all mapped out for you of things that you might not even know. So pop on over to the Dental18's page. You'll click on virtual training, and you'll come down here. If you guys want team training in a box, it does include ops manual plus all the courses. I think that's the best deal. Right here in the middle is your 650-page ops manual completed. Click on get the operations manual today. Tiff, thanks for putting it in the chat. I see you on that. Make sure you use the coupon code DAT helps. That's going to bring it down to you. So it's $475, and that's the entire book. So I want to make sure you guys all know how to do that. Kaylee and Rachel are watching. So if you guys do purchase this right now, they'll make sure they get it to you during this course. So that's how you guys will get it. That's where it will be. Also, the other thing, last week, and Rachel was really kind in the chat, she put in there the Dental18 training videos. You guys still get these for 30 days for free. And we have all these videos. There's 161 videos. I want to make sure you guys have all these videos at your fingertips. So this is literally what you guys got access to. This one's called Talking Money. You guys can see it's 3.5 minutes long. You can use a lot of this for your training and onboarding, things like that. So make sure you guys get your training videos. Make sure you get the ops manual if that's helpful for you. So I was real cool this time, you guys. Oh, excuse me, before we move here. Back to the operations manual. We're going to review what we've discussed and build upon it. So then Tiff can jump into she can dive into making the how-tos. So you guys will get your operations manual through Digify. This is what the page looks like when you show up. It's going to look like, let me go back to it. We're right here. So operations manual, here is your manual. You click on this link. Then we go to all the manual documents, and we did. So we have already built. We have gone through the job protocol flow. All of you should have that done for your office manager, your scheduler, your biller, your treatment coordinator, if I didn't say that yet, assistant and hygienist. There's 6 positions that we aim for. So can somebody please in the chat, or you're welcome to unmute yourself. It does feel a little scary, but we want to participate. What is the difference between a job description and the job protocol flow? Go. Somebody unmute yourself. What is the difference? So we have the job description and we have the protocol or flow. Somebody tell our new people that are new today, what's the difference between those two? And Ash, if it pops up in the chat, I can't see it anymore. So if you'll say it, that would be fantastic. And we want you guys to know this so you guys can take it back to your teams and let them know as well. What's the difference between a job description and a job protocol or flow? And we're really good at being silent.
Don't all talk at once. We can call on people.
We can. What is the difference between a job description? Because I want to make sure you guys are crystal clear on the difference between a job description and a flow. And it's okay if it's not right. It's pretty simple. And maybe we haven't been clear. Maybe you guys don't know. So if you don't know, put that in the chat too. What is the difference between this job description and this protocol or flow? Ash, has anybody written it? Go ahead.
Kissing Camels Dental should know. They've been working on it real hard. Trying to see who else is on here.
Tiff's going through the numbers. Oh, I just saw somebody chat. Ash, did we get somebody?
Yes, we have description is an overview and protocol is task oriented. Somebody else said protocol is the flow of the day, week, month. Description is a quick review or overview.
Nailed it. I'm so proud of you. That's exactly what it is. So the description is the quick overview of what that person's job description is. It's kind of like the cover letter to a resume. It's quick, it's simple. And the protocol or flow is the step-by-steps, not the step-by-steps. It's the flow of what their day looks like. Morning, middle of the day, end of week, end of month, quarter, annual. Why on earth did we start you guys? Somebody please in the chat. You guys know we're going to wait. So I'm so proud of you for answering. Why did we have you guys build out as the first building block of this ops manual, the protocol or flow for every position? What was our reasoning for doing that? Who can share with that? What was the reason for building this protocol or flow for every position before we move on to anything else? And the reason I'm asking these questions are because when you get back into the office with all your team members, they're going to want to know why you did it in this order. And if you can explain it to them and get them to buy in, you're going to get more people to build this. Ash, do we have a comment?
Somebody said to map out the 30, 60, 90-day expectations. Another comment was a clear scaffolding of each position and starting with the foundation and then building upon it.
Nailed it. I'm so proud of you guys. That's exactly what this is. The protocol is the scaffolding that we're going to build around. So when you have all this done of what they do in the morning, afternoon, end of day, you can then build the 30, 60, 90, and you can build the how-tos. Otherwise, people just haphazardly start building. So if we go back, that was the first thing. So you guys, I got real cool and I did make you guys a presentation. So ops manual with us. So why do we actually need an ops manual? It creates clear expectations. What a win of the day looks like for you specifically in your practice. You have the clarity of what you want and it's easiness for all team members. So that's why we're even here. So then I said, are you winning the ops manual? By now you should have protocols or flows for OM, TC, scheduler, biller, assistant, hygienist, and some of you got crazy and went to associates. High five if you wanted to do that. You should also have a 30, 60, 90 scorecard for every position as well. So if you're doing that, rock on. If not, it's cool. We're going to move you guys on. So this was the 30, 60, 90. Let me make this a little bigger for you guys. Let's see here. Sorry about that. Let me go to present. Make it a little bit bigger. We're not trashing it. I don't know what just happened. It's fine. Take out the trash. Okay. So I have no idea. And Charlie's giggling right there. It's amazing. Okay. So right here, I want you guys to be able to see this. This was the 30, 60, 90. It's in your ops manual. We also shared the dental assistant one with you guys last week. Here was it. Remember, we had you guys go through it with the green, the yellow, the red. Green was for 30-day procedure, like things we wanted them to do in 30 days. Yellow was for 60 days and red was for 90 days. Okay. So we went through that. Then we broke it down into this where they can have a coaching date, a coach, and we rate them on their performance for every single one of them. We also have this page right here where it was the video title. So we took all those titles of the videos that we gave you. So that way they can watch it, they can role play it, and you can make sure they just didn't binge watch it. Ash, did we have any questions or are we golden so far?
We had somebody ask, I'm new, can you explain the scorecard, please? So I was just basically replying saying that we created these 30, 60, 90 scorecards to use not only to onboard like new hires and new team members, but we also stress the fact that coming back off the pandemic is like the perfect opportunity to onboard your team through a 30, 60, 90 process to get everybody calibrated.
For sure. Yes, thank you. So that basically we took that protocol flow of everyone going through it. We then put it into tangibles on the 30, 60, 90 of they're going to need to know this. And what we did, we purposely did that because that's going to give you guys leeway to bring them on. And now up next is how-to. So it's the recipe and steps to create the perfect protocol every single time. So Tiff, you're up, girl. You are the one. So if you want to share your screen, if you have that, you are up for how do we actually make these dang how-tos? This is what we wanted. You guys, we have built and built and built, and we forced you guys to get up to this point. And now it's how-to creations. Go ahead, Tiffy.
Hey, everyone. I love this part because I think it's really fun to figure out how to do things and to learn how to do things. And then my most favorite part of the whole thing is teaching someone else to do it. I like to think of the how-tos as recipes. Okay, you guys may have heard me say this before. I say it all the time, and it's literally a recipe. So if you think about like a cookie recipe and you've got all of your ingredients and then you've got all of your steps, right? So far we have our ingredients. We know what it is that we're supposed to do. So we've got our baking powder, our baking soda, we've got our flour, our chocolate chips, all of the things to make our cookies, right? We've got that list. Now we're going to go into the actual steps. So if you think about it as a recipe, it helps you to realize how you need to break this down. So if you're going through a recipe to bake chocolate chip cookies, you wouldn't skip the part that says preheat oven to 375, right? Because if you don't preheat the oven before you start the other steps, you're going to get to the end, have your cookies ready to go in the oven, and your oven's not preheated, they're going to melt on the pan, right? Well, in Arizona, they're going to melt on the pan because it's 105 degrees here. So think about the recipe while you're going through this. I'm going to screen share. I want you guys to see what I'm talking about here. So I've got a couple versions. I downloaded the Word document versions because for me, it's just easier. So this one here, this is your... And
you guys, sorry, Tiff, to interrupt you. You guys, you have all these how-tos in your ops manual. So whether it's on the Adobe's version or the Word version, Tiff's literally working off exactly what you already have.
Yep, this is exactly what we have given to you if you've purchased our operations manual. So I'm just skimming through it so that you guys see how it goes. So these, right, this is our ingredients list, right? These are the ingredients, okay? And then we've got, we're getting there, don't worry. Our how-tos, oh, it's the wrong one, just kidding. Those are ingredients list. Then we have our how-tos. Okay, we're going to pop over to the front office. So I wanted you guys to see how easy it is to do these how-tos, right? So this is our front office. So it's going to look like this right now. Our bad debt write-off account, it's not done yet. So your steps aren't done. Your screenshot's not done. So what I did today was I just put together this balance at the end of the day. Okay, I did this one because it was something that everybody needs to do. It's super important. So this is how easy it is. These are your steps, okay? You're gonna print it out, right? Now remember, this is the portion, this is the spot here where it says preheat oven to 375, okay? If I just say print out your production and your collections report, and I ask a dental assistant to quickly print something out for me, hey, can you balance the end of the day? And it doesn't say to open Office Manager, click day sheet, click all of these things, she's going to look at me like I'm crazy, right? She's not going to know what to do. So this portion here, this is the preheat oven to 375. Okay, so you're going to print it out, but I have to tell you how to get there. So I've got to have the steps in place so that someone can take this sheet, look at it, and literally just follow it. Okay, now personally, I would probably put more pictures in here than just this one screenshot. I would probably put a snapshot of the Office Manager, right? And this is Dentrix, the Office Manager. I would put the snapshot of the day sheet, right? How to click it, where you click it, and then where you print it. Then I would put also the screenshots of like this. I have the day sheet, but I would also have one of the deposit slip. there's different ways that everyone learns, right? For me and for Kira, because we're the same person, we're going to look at the pictures and we're just going to click until we get it done, right? But then for other people, they're going to read the directions. They're going to read the words and look at the pictures, right? And they're going to make sure that they're following it to a T because of the words that are on there. And then they're going to compare the pictures. I'm going to look for the little chair, click it, and then look for the right word. I'm going to look for day, and I'm going to click it. So you need to have both versions so that everyone who's looking at this can do it. So what questions do we have right now? Ash, has anything popped up?
Nope, all good.
Perfect. If you guys have questions, please let us know. Ash is on the chat. Thank you for that. It can get a little stressful in there. But you can also unmute yourself. So I want to know if this is making sense to you guys or if I'm needing to go backwards at all. Good?
We just had somebody ask, is it easy to add a screenshot? Sorry, I'm new. No worries. No need to apologize. Great question.
Please don't apologize. We love questions. We actually, guys, we really love coaching. We literally love what we do. This right here, this 1 hour we spend with you every week lights our souls on fire. So please ask questions because we would sit here and answer questions for an hour if we had nothing else to do. So yes, on the Word version, it's super easy. I can even show you right now. Delete it. So earlier what I did was I just popped over onto Google and I Googled what I needed. I Googled day sheet, Dentrix day sheet. I found the picture that I needed and I saved it to my desktop. So now I'm just going to go to insert the picture from this device and I had day sheet right there. So there's my day sheet. It's already in there. So then if you just change the size, you can make it fit the screen. So you don't need giant pictures. Like this one could probably even be smaller. And then what I would do if I had it downloaded for you is I would just add the deposit slip right here. And I make them side by side. So it is super easy, especially on, I know the Word document like the back of my hand. So on the Word document, super easy. That's how you would do it. I'm fairly confident it's the same on Adobe. I think on the side, it just has like edit and then you just add picture and you just pull it. As long as you've got it saved onto your desktop somewhere on your computer, you just pull it from there. Does that help? Does that answer?
That was very helpful, Tiff. Can I add something too? Is see how she's doing what was the name of this? The how to balance the day sheet, balance end of day. So these how-tos allow your job description or not your role protocols to be they can be bullet point. So you don't have to explain in your protocols and your billing coordinator or your office manager protocol. It can be really just a bullet point list because then your bullet points, you're going to explain them in the how-tos. So your protocol should be super easy to do because this is where the nitty gritty, this is where you do the work is in the how-tos. And you can probably Google anything. From Open Dental, EagleSoft, any of those things you want to show how to get to something, you don't have to go take a picture with your phone. You can literally just Google it and pop it right in.
Yeah, it makes it beautiful because you don't have to be at the office, right? So you don't have to be sitting in front of your program or your software to be able to do those. So Ashley, is there more before I move forward?
Somebody just made the comment that the snipping tool is great for adding pictures as well.
Yeah, that's so true. Thank you. I always forget about that thing. Snipping tool for sure. And cropping it, if you add it this way, like if there were extra things on there, I would have just cropped it to fit. So I'm noticing, right, as I did this is why we give it to someone else to look at, right, or we review it later. So I'm noticing as I'm looking at this, I put review procedures for the day for accuracy. Okay, that makes sense. But then I'm going to get the question, well, what do I do if it's not accurate, right? So what I would do then is I would say, if not accurate, right? And then what are the steps? How do I change it? So how do I change a procedure that's already been set complete on a ledger if it wasn't accurate? It wasn't supposed to be there, wasn't the right surfaces. Maybe it's not there at all. We noticed that we did a same day filling and it didn't actually get put onto the ledger. How do I fix those things? So personally, I would add that in here because if I want to be able to do as an office manager is hand this over to someone and say, this is your job. I want you to do this. I want you to learn it. I'm going to show you and I'm going to go through it with you at least one time, but I want you to be able to refer back to this. So if I'm noticing that she's coming to me and saying, hey, okay, I did all these things, but what do I do now? I'm confused. I know, okay, I need to add a few things to my how-to. I need to add some little caveats so that it's easier for someone to just bullet point through and get the job complete. And to Harley's point, thank you for that. 100%. This is where all of the secret sauce is, right? The protocol of job flow that you guys did before, that's just an overview of the things that we're expecting from that position. Your how-tos are where we dive deep, okay? So my Amelia Bedelia reference, all of my offices on here should know this one. I loved Amelia Bedelia as a child, and I hope everyone knows this book. I should have brought it up on my screen share. Amelia Bedelia is a children's book, and basically she is super black and white. So I know there was a book where she was house sitting for this couple. They went out of town, and they had left her a list of things she needed to do while she was house sitting. So to me, this list is kind of like your protocols, right? Or your job flow. These are the things she needed to do. So there were things on there that was draw the drapes, hang the clothes out to dry, and change the towels. Those are 3 that I can always remember, right? So to most people, draw the drapes means to open them, right? You see these giant drapes and you open them and you let the sunlight in. Okay, well, to Amelia Bedelia, she drew a picture of the drapes. Okay, and then change the towels was my favorite because we all know, okay, well, change the towels. So take the dirty towels out, put clean towels in the bathroom, hang them up, put a little bow on them, make them pretty. While Amelia Bedelia changed the towels, she went in and she cut them up. And they're different, right? She changed them. So when I'm creating, I love watching Carol when I say those things. So when I'm creating these how-tos, I'm thinking of one, the recipe, right? What recipe would be missing a 375 preheat, right? And then I'm also thinking of Amelia Bedelia because she's the one who's going to be reading this protocol. So if I hired a person who is Amelia Bedelia, I want them to do it correctly. So as I'm building it, I'm thinking, what would Amelia Bedelia do in this situation, right? So what would Amelia Bedelia do if I didn't have an if not accurate? She might not ask me, right? She might just say oh, this isn't accurate, so I stopped doing the rest of it. And she just stopped at that bullet point and expected me to do the rest. That's not my thing, right? You balance, you do it. So those are my 2 biggest suggestions there. I want to know questions that are arising and comments. What have we got? You can unmute yourselves. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, you guys, as you're putting questions in, put it in the chat. Tiff, you did such a good job on that, guys. Really, I love how Tiff walked you guys through thinking through all these little steps. And sometimes you can't think of the little steps. Tiffany and I will build something, and then you've got to go test it on someone else. And don't be offended if they're like, hey, this doesn't make sense. Just realize they're giving you feedback. If we said draw the drapes, we thought we were pretty specific, but clearly it wasn't as specific. I think all of us on the Dental team could say that Kaylee is probably one of the masters of building how-tos. She has to communicate with our whole team virtually. None of us are together ever. And so she has to be able to send it out to all of us without speaking to us and get us to do it. So I asked her quickly to share one of the ones she made, and she's made it for you guys, of how to log into Kajabi. And this is with the screenshot. She says, open your browser and go to this with the click link. Click the login, and she circles it and draws an arrow to it. Sign into your account with the email and password. If you forgot, here's this. Because these are all the questions that we ask her, or that clients ask, well, how do I log in if I forgot my password? So she goes and readjusts and adapts these protocols. Then she has the arrows. Here's the forgot password. And then she clicks, you'll be directed to your course library page. Well, here's my courses. View the course. Congrats, you've made it. Take the course, pass the quiz, and receive your certificate. Resume course. Here are your courses over here. Kaylee didn't have to speak to any of us on this, and her arrows, I think, add a lot. And I know Tiff made that real quick for you guys. We don't have a computer software we can pull from. I wanted to show you another way, like Tiffany was saying, if you could add in more screenshots. That's why I asked Kaylee to send one real quick, because she's really fantastic with screenshots. And I think that picture, they always say a picture is worth 1,000 words. That can help you write less steps because it's all there. So while you guys are coming up with your questions, I wanted to show you another example of how you can make a quick how-to of exactly what it is. Tiff, also, I was curious if you can show them those little booklets that we have of this is when we talked about, so you guys, it's funny, we thought we'd see each other. Tiff and I thought we'd see each other in March, and then COVID hit and we haven't seen each other. So half of the Dental18 materials live at Tiffany's house and half are at my house. So Tiff has the ops manual. So this thing like is a monster. Tiff, will you show the monster one? You guys can see that's if you were to print this whole baby out. So what we said by like getting the smaller little guidebook, that's what this looks like. So literally that's the small guidebook. So Tiff, will you open to like the protocol on that one? So this would be just what you'd hand your new hire, like we've been talking about. So here is the protocol. There's the table of contents. She's going to go to there's the job description, and then she'll go to the protocol. Here is the protocol. So if I was new, I would literally read that. Then I'd go to that monster book where you can take all the how-tos and make them smaller. I'd read, I need to balance today. Well, then I'd flip over to the how-tos in the bigger book because they're not in the small one. Here's the how-to of how to do it. You can put the how-tos with that small guidebook, or you can have them separate. That's literally how we make how-tos. So Ash, have any questions come through yet? Or we might have distracted you guys a bit. I think the next question you guys, no, we're good.
No questions yet.
Okay, so I think the next question you guys are probably asking is like, okay, fantastic. We get how to make a how-to. We get that it needs screenshots. We understand how there's a small guidebook that's going to lead them to looking at the how-to. How do you now prioritize which how-tos to build? Because you can go through, I didn't see the guidebook, only Kira. Sorry, let me stop talking. And Tiff, will you talk so you can show them? Because I'm watching it. Just so you guys, Tiff, if you'll talk, then it will be on speaker view. Thank you, Susan, for saying that.
Perfect. So this is the monstrosity, okay? This is 650 pages printed out. This is everything. We wanted to show, when we're at events, like how big this is. You can print this if you want to. Totally fine, okay? We suggest printing, these are the little guidebooks, okay? This is the dental assistant portion. So you can see this is much more manageable, okay? If you drop this on a dental assistant, okay, and say, learn how to do your job, this is huge. This is like telling someone to read the Bible in a day, okay? It's not going to happen. If you give this to a dental assistant and you say, this is your job, this is how I want you to operate, I want you to work like this, it's much more manageable. So we suggest printing them out after you've completed them, printing them out so that they're manageable. This is what your how-tos ultimately will print out like. And then, do you want me to keep going?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So then we suggest pictures. Okay, not only the snippet tool pictures that we just showed you, so not only on the documents, like showing the where to click, which by the way, Kaylee, she is incredible. And she learned very quickly that I was not going to do the things that she needed me to do in the time that she needed them done by if it did not include pictures like that. It was literally like probably twice she asked me to do something and I was like, Kaylee, I can't read all of this. So it was beautiful. Thank you, Kaylee. Okay, now back office. These are what we suggest for your tray setups. Okay, these are going to go into your how-to. These are the pictures for the back office. So the front office, fine, we can take pictures of the program all day long, download and put them in there. It's like so hard for me to not look at the chat. I'm so used to it. Ashley, just interrupt me if you need to.
We did have one question come through. Okay. Somebody asked, so are we adding content to both the small book and the large book, or are we just printing a portion of the larger book?
That's a brilliant question. Thank you. So the small book is the large book. So you're going to add the content to all of it, right? You've got your download, you're adding it, and then you're going to print it in sections. So, or print the whole thing and then divide it into sections and have it bound. So it's all one piece, just printed smaller. Beautiful question. And if that doesn't answer, then put more questions in there. So these are pictures, okay? So you're going to take pictures of your tray setups. I know doctors are like super specific right on your burrs. So my doctor, we always had a picture of his burr setup, like above, like this is your burr Bible, right? Above the sterilization area. So these are the same thing. So you want these pictures within this little guide here, right? And then you're going to keep this somewhere where the dental assistants know that it is. So maybe on the clean side and sterile up in a cupboard, and they like where your MSDS sheets are, right? We got to keep all of that stuff. So keep it with that stuff. And then when you have a dental assistant new to training, or maybe you've got a dental assistant and you're doing a new procedure, she's been there forever, but you started doing implants, she can pull this out, open it up to the section that she needs, and go set up your room without asking you what you need. Right? Because I know I asked a lot of questions, and my doctor was like, we've done this a million times, go get a picture. Right?
And Tiff, with those laminated ones that you were showing, you guys notice we did laminate these and they're on a little ring. So Tiffanie has them on a ring. The reason we did that is because instead of always having it in a book, we realized assistants aren't going to go get the book. You're going to be missing things constantly. So you can have those on a ring in the drawers in the operatory because they're laminated. You can wipe them clean. So it's easier. The goal is like make those little guidebooks. So I think for front office, those guidebooks can sit in their drawers in the desk in the front. For assistants and hygienists, the things they're going to actually have to need to set up. So the tray setups, the room setups, things like that, print on laminated sheets and have them easily accessible if you really want them to use it. Eric, you had a great question of most of the items could be linked to dental software and possible training videos. Do you recommend more of an electronic version instead of a monster book? And Eric, the answer is yes and no. I think there's things for virtual training. So setting up like training videos, things they could do from home, things that they can do. I think electronic is brilliant. So if you want them to watch how do we answer the phone and then role play it, for sure, stick that on electronic. If there's ways of how to submit a claim and that's way faster just to link to the open dental, go for that. That's amazing. The reality is most people, when the office is there, I can't, while I'm answering the phone or there's a patient there, I can't click a video and watch a video in front of a patient. So I'm not going to do it. And that's why having the printed book is actually super beneficial of the things that are like my quick reference that I really need to get done. So to your answer, the answer is I would use both on the things that you can or can't do in front of a patient. So as much as you can, I think a lot of like tangible hand-holding things, people are going to use much more than a digital video, in my opinion, just because of the ease of, shoot, I don't know how to run this report. Click this video. Well, dang it, it's a freaking video. And Kaylee learned that with us. She would send videos to us. We wouldn't watch it. But if she sent like quick screenshots on it, almost every single one of us got it done on the time she wanted it done. So I would say use both. But there is a lot of value in having something tangible as the quick reference guide. Awesome question.
So I think we should build them.
Yes.
Let's build one out.
So Tiff, how are they going to, so they just built the 30, 60, 90s. You guys have the whole protocol scaffolding and you have the table of contents. You've got 3 tools right now. So how do you prioritize? Because you're not going to be able to get everything all done. Don, we have a pediatric one actually. If you want a pedo office and you bought the manual, we'll send you our pedo one. No problem. We have a lot of it already done for you. So what we would do then is how do you prioritize this entire manual? And how do we start working on how-tos? My opinion would be, guys, go to your 30, 60, 90. Look at those ones in green because people are going to need to use those soonest. That's one option. Or the second option is, do you actually, like, what's going to give you the most bang for your buck? So docs, you could look and say like, well, I could make one for like how to clock in because that's on the 30 days. But the reality is where we struggle the most is my dang crown preps are never set up the right way. I would do the crown prep one because that's your biggest burning fire right now. Tiff, do you have other thoughts of which one they should do?
I love that. I absolutely love that. I would do the burning fire one for sure. And then something for front office wise, if we've got some front office ladies and gents on here today, maybe pick something again that is a burning fire. So maybe you need help with something. There's something you would love to be able to delegate to someone else. So maybe balancing the end of day, you're like, I just don't have time at the end of day. I wish I could give it to Susie up front. Do that one because then when you get back, you can give it to Susie up front and she can help you with it. So burning fire for sure. And it covers across the board, whatever is needed.
Can I add in there too? I think an important how-to right now could be insurance verification because it's going to be so important to have insurances verified whenever you're going to open so that can be a really efficient and effective process. A lot of teams, I feel that is not a solidified structure.
Great point, Charlie. Thank you for that. Yes, because guys, we're recommending when you get back to the practice, assisted hygiene, insurance verification, block scheduling, tray setups. Those are things that are going to give you the most bang for your buck. Like how to clock in, high five. They're going to figure that out pretty quick because they want to get paid. The thing that they're not going to figure out is how to build that. So we're not going to direct you. You know your practice. And this is where it gets a little tricky. So this is where we're kind of letting you out of like, come on, baby birds, fly with us. All of you choose a protocol that you're going to work on right now. And as accountability, put it in the chat. We've got about 15 more minutes. put in the chat what one protocol you're going to work on for the next 10 minutes. Write it in the chat real quick. And tell us what one protocol, what how-to you're going to write right now. So whether it can be back office, front office, and we want you to write these in the chat on purpose because everyone's then going to see the chat and we'll see ideas of how-tos that you're building right now. So everybody, awesome. James, you get the prize. You got the first one. Trey set up for crown prep. Okay, you're going to work on the crown prep. So I would suggest you write the supplies, the steps of how you want your crown prep done or in your office is done. And then you're going to go back to the office and take a picture of your actual setup. You'll just make a note to do that. Fantastic. All right, guys, I only have seen one person in that chat. What other how-tos are you going to write right now? Put them in there and then take these next 10 minutes. Marquita, nice. Dental assistant setup endo. Closing end of day. Keep them coming. I am going to shout a few more out so you guys can hear. Keep them coming. What one are you going to do? This is accountability. Insurance verification. Nicole, nice job. Pulpotomy. Nice. Don, you are a pedo, I can tell. Insurance verification and breakdowns. Implants. Notes for clinical team. Setting up procedures. Processing end of day. Check-in process for front. Awesome. Check-in process for front. Beautiful. I love that one. Okay, guys, you got about 10 more minutes. Incoming calls. Tanya, nice job. Keep them coming, guys. Start writing right now. You just learned how to do it, and you're going to learn a lot of things. So we're going to give you about 7 minutes. That's my number lately. 7 minutes. Start writing it. So Tiff, if you'll do us a favor, show your screen of how you broke down the balance of the day so you guys can see this. This is what we're talking about, the steps. Quick clarity. Front office, we did steps. Back office, there are supplies and then steps. We did that intentionally because the back office, a lot of things need supplies. So you want a quick little box of what supplies do I need to grab when I'm coming into the room, and then the steps of how to make it there. So guys, that's going to be the differentiation. Nice job, Lisa. Crown prep setup and procedure steps. All right, guys, start writing this down for the how-to. We're giving you 7 minutes. I'm also going to, so we're going to put that up for you guys right now. Go. I wish I could cue some nice music. It's fine. Just hum to yourself while you write this thing out.
I meant to test that and I forgot. I'm sorry.
I think you try it, Tiff. Try and play music because I've got headphones in, so it usually doesn't play. See if Kaylee can make it play. Kaylee can do everything.
I was like, Kaylee can do anything. Okay, let's be real here.
Everybody needs a Kaylee.
They really do. I have to find something that. Give me a moment.
And as you're writing this, guys, you have an entire coaching team sitting in front of you. If you start getting to a spot where you're stuck or you're like, hey, not even on this topic, I have a question, you have an entire coaching panel sitting here in front of you. We want you guys typing this up, so get to work. Don't hesitate to use that chat and talk to the whole coaching panel in front of you.
Hello, Dental18 listeners. I am so excited because we have truly been fortunate and blessed to work with so many incredible practices across the nation and globe. We have what is called our Platinum practice, and that is super popular. And this quarter, we are only bringing in 3 new Platinum practices. This is an area that is going to grow you exponentially. So give us a call. We only have limited space. I said only 3 this quarter due to popularity and demand. So let's get you in as a Platinum practice this quarter.
Okay, moment. Can you hear it?
Good job.
There you guys go. It's calm. Write your how-tos. Okay, we're pausing now. James, you have a great question. 2 offices, one long-term, a second one a year old. Should I try and standardize between the 2 offices or write different steps for each office? James, the answer to you would be, it depends on what you want. Do you want to keep them separate or do you want to keep them, are you going to build out a standardized process? My gut would say merge them and have them as the same processes across because that's easier to grow and develop, and then you know it's going to be the same across the board. That would be my preferred method. Tiff, Charlie, Ashley, do either of you have a different point of view? I would personally say standardize them between the 2. Long term, I think that would be the easiest.
I think long term it's more duplicatable. So if you can standardize them, then if you have any other visions of getting larger than you are now, it makes it really easy to open a second practice. But then it also makes it between the 2 practices you've got now. If you've got someone who calls out sick at one practice and you're sending a dental assistant over there, or whatever, you're mixing and matching anything, it makes it easy for people to plug and play. And it makes it easier on you, in my opinion, if it's standardized as the doctor owner, to know exactly what to expect from all of your team members.
Mm-hmm. Susan, we're proud of you. Intraoral pictures. Nice job. Ash, what's our other question?
No other questions that I'm seeing. We're just commenting on what they're working on protocol.
Because I'm cool over here, and it came to me privately, and I didn't pick up on that. Sorry. So there is somebody who asked a question. I won't say their name since it was private. That the teams are struggling formatting as they try to work through Google Docs. That is very true. So it says, would you recommend just keeping the docs in Word rather than using Google Docs? Obviously, a shared system is nice. Ashley, you work with offices with this. How do you set it up on Google Docs? What's your tip for Google Docs with offices?
I mean, downloading all the documents into Microsoft Word and then uploading them onto Google Drive and then editing them with Google Docs. That's how I have most of my teams work with it, just because Google Docs operates so much similarly to Microsoft Word. So typically there's not a lot of like tweaks you have to do with formatting and whatnot. But if you're actually making changes to the documents, I do stress to all my teams that they make the changes on Google Docs versus downloading, because then obviously your changes don't stick, right? Then you have to re-upload whatever document you've just made all that time and effort into.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
So using it on Google Docs, save it on a Google Drive, share it with your team members, get their input on it.
Kaylee, are you on this call? I don't know if she's here or not. It's like calling into the dark.
I'm here.
Yes. Okay. Kaylee, one, we love you and we appreciate you. Two, you told me with the download with the password protect on it, it's funky in Google Docs. Is that true? What do you know with the password protected Google Docs?
Yeah, so with the password protected Google Docs, it you can't download into Google Docs with the password protection on there. And then even if we don't have the password protection on there, when we convert it, it's still super funky with Google Docs. It just, the way that they talk to each other, it's not super great with the operations manual.
Got it.
The margins are different on Google Docs, and so it pushes everything to the side.
Yes. So, Kaylee, if you'll look at the chat, I don't know that. And I feel like you would know that better than I would. With that, some other things. So to the person who's asking the questions of how do we share? I would suggest doing it through a Word doc, but I would also suggest you take the table of contents as a team, look at it as a team via Zoom, and then divide and conquer that table of contents. So Tiff, you're going to take 1 through 5. Charlie's taken 6 through 10. Ash's 11 through 15. And we're going to come together afterwards and we're going to share virtually that way. That's personally how I would do it. If you want, you can even just take that table of contents and the little pictures like we showed you, and you can put that into, you could then upload those into Google Docs. So as you make the templates, you could put those in Google Docs if you want. I would do a divide and conquer share. But the idea of when we made the manual of having those little here's where you put the steps, here's where you put the supplies, here's where you put the picture, is because if you don't have a format that they all follow the same, you're going to get everything looking so funky. The way Tiff writes, Charlie, Ashley, myself, we're going to give you great content, but it's all going to be formatted really weird. And then it's hard to put it all together when multiple people are working on it. So I'd either do the Word docs or give very set parameters on how to use it in Google Docs. Awesome question. And guys, I did put this up here because in the Dental team, Charlie, Ashley, Tiff, Kaylee, Rachel, what is our first core value in the Dental team? Say it, Tiff.
Fire.
It's fire. Those are our core values, and the F stands for?
Fun.
Everything we do in the Dental team is fun. It should be fun. So we want to give you guys an Amazon gift card because let's be real, we're all shopping on Amazon right now. It is going to be a $25 Amazon gift card. The way you guys, we want to have you do it. Last time we did a t-shirt giveaway. Shout out to the 3 offices who tagged us. All of you actually got t-shirts because I just felt like sending t-shirts out. So this one, leave a review on the Dental18 podcast. If you're not listening to the podcast, get on there. Tiff and I walked through the ops manual again. We also went over ops manual for you guys. So definitely go leave a review on the Dental18 podcast. Screenshot your review. We don't want to know your name. It's cool. And then post her on your page or tag us, and we will enter you guys into a raffle. Rachel is on here. We'll be doing the raffle. Rachel, when do you want to do the raffle? Do you want to do it tonight? So there's people get it done today for a $25 Amazon gift card, or do you want to do it by Friday?
Let's do it by Friday at noon.
Friday at noon. Okay. So Rachel just put it out there. Rachel's giving you guys a leeway. I would say by 5 o'clock tonight, because I want you guys to GSD. So first people in, though, you get first. Maybe I'll give you like 2 tickets in the raffle if you entered in today. And then by Friday, that's what it is. You'll get 2, unless I'm feeling really generous, and maybe I'll give you 10. We make up the rules and you never know what I'm going to sprinkle out there. So go listen to the podcast. James, thanks for the shout out on the podcast. Guys, we make this for team. And if you've left a review, what you can do is thank you for that. You can just tag like our video right now, any way you want to tag. So you could like take a picture of us on Workshop Wednesday and tag us on there. Any tag that you guys do of the Dental18 team, we will include it. We'd love the review. If you guys love our review, please make them genuine. I don't want you just doing a review for the sake of it. We want you to really love it. If you love it and if you hate it, tell me you hate it. We would love those positive reviews, things that we can do. And then if you've left a review, thank you for that. Just tag us on something else. Even if you're working on your ops manual, tag us. We'll enter you in the review as well, or the drawing. So now let's see. So there was another question about the how to get the training videos. So please explain how to get access to the videos. Why is a credit card required? The answer is because it's cool and it's on Kajabi. It forces us to have a credit card. You get it for the first 30 days for free, but it requires that. You won't be charged until 30 days. That's the only way for us to give you free ones based on the platform we use. So it's really great. There's a lot of good things. There's also some limitations. So no problem. You can absolutely cancel the training videos after 30 days, but that's why there's a credit card on there. So you can absolutely cancel anytime. You don't even have to wait for those 30 days. That's just how you can get access. So you guys, as we wrap this up, give us did you write down your steps? Who got a how-to written today? Give us a thumbs up or put it in there that you got it done. Give us a yes if you got it done. Go in the chat. We want to see who got one done. Yes, we've got some people giving us some yeses. It's not done, but working on it. That's totally fine. You've got it started. A great start. Keep them coming. Are we on to a start? Did we not start? Done. Completed them last week. Dang, Gina. Way to go, girl. Her real name's not Gina. Are there videos aside from the workshop videos? Yes. Deborah, the answer is yes. Those training videos with the credit card are not the workshop videos. Workshop videos are for free. All these workshop videos are free. It's all those 161 training videos that will help you train and onboard. Those are the ones we're giving away for free. So, James, you want to know what the I, R, and E stand for in the core values of FIRE? Okay, we're going to rapid fire our consultants. So, Tarly, Ashley, Tiff, Rachel, Kaylee. Any of you can be called on Ash. Tarly's eyes are freaked out like, shoot. I love it.
I sent it out the other day, so they should have it.
This is true. All right, we're going to see. This is Dental18 Trivia. Ashley, what does the I stand for?
Integrity.
Integrity, nailed it. I should have had Tarly say that one. Tarly, what is the R?
Dude, I needed the I, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. Tarly, what does the I stand for? What does the I stand for, Tarly? We're just going to repeat it.
Everything that I always lead with. Yes.
It's fine. What's the I stand for, Tarly?
Ashley already said it, but integrity.
Integrity. Ash, what does the R stand for?
Results.
Nailed it. And Tiff, what's the E? Ease. So in the Dental18 team, and as a bonus question, any coaches, we have a 5th core value. What is the 5th core value?
VIPs.
VIP customer service. Nailed it. So we did it at FIRE. So when we build core values next week, that's what I have up here for you guys. So next week is going to be this. We have it up here. Next week, we're going to work on your core values, mission, vision, wrapping up this whole box. So this week, your homework is to prioritize your protocols, figure out which ones you're going to work on. Write 5 protocols for every position, and then round robin these to get feedback. What we mean by round robin is if Tiff writes 5 treatment coordinator ones, I write 5 office manager ones, Tarly does 5 dental assistant ones, and Ashley does 5 hygiene ones. We round robin, so you can all shift to the right, pass across. So Tiff would take my whatever one I was doing. Tiffany would pass hers to Tarly. You try to get people who don't do the task. So if Ashley was a dental assistant and I was a treatment coordinator, it'd be great for us to flip-flop because I don't know her job and she doesn't know mine. So then I can read her protocol and say, this makes sense or this doesn't make sense. And the reason I said to do it for 5 protocols is because I don't want you guys cranking along, building out all these protocols and how-tos. If you didn't write them with clear enough instructions, then you're going to have to go back and fix all them. So start with 5, write 5, round robin to somebody else, have them read it, see if they get the same recipe and results that you want them to. And then the last one was enter for the Amazon gift card, which is go leave a review for Dental18, screenshot it, tag us on your page. We'll enter you in. There will be more entries given for people who do it today. We'll have the raffle on Friday at noon Pacific time. And then next week, join us for Core Values, Vision, Mission. We're going to wrap up this entire ops manual. So please, Rachel, will you send in there the survey link? You guys, there are like over 100 people that join us every single week. And there were 17 responses to our survey last time. Please, please, please answer the survey. Give us feedback on this so that will help us know how to make these better. Next week, Workshop Wednesday, we'll be wrapping up your ops manual. And as an added bonus, take the survey because Tiffanie Trader and I have something in common and we're inviting you to a really fun activity, but it's only in the survey. So you have to take the survey to find out what it is. It will be happening on May 7th. You guys will find out what it is. So take the survey. The link is in the chat. So there it is. Ash, are there any last questions as we wrap up today's Workshop Wednesday with all of you?
No, it looks good. Susan submitted, it looks like her how-to that she wrote out for taking intraoral photos. Looks very detailed. So that's great.
Susan, that's amazing because you're right. Those dang intraoral cameras are real tricky to do. I used to botch them and have them always fogged with air. So, and I love that you had on there, wipe with Cavi wipe if needed and put a new sheath on. So nice job, Susan. Thanks for sharing that with us. All right, you guys, thank you for joining us for Workshop Wednesday. We'll see you next week, 12 o'clock, same time. Hopefully you guys are getting back in your practices soon. Take the survey, find out the special surprise Tiff and I are doing on May 7th. You guys, I'm so excited about it.
So excited.
We're ridiculously giddy about it. So join us. And then next week, we're going to work on core values, mission, vision, all that jazz. So hop on over. And we're also going to refer back to some how-tos for you guys next week as well. So take that link. Rachel, if you'll please pass the link out. We'll also send you guys a follow-up email with how to enter for that Amazon gift card and also for the survey. Thanks, coaches. So much love. So fun to see you. Any last thoughts, Charlie, Ashley, Tiff, that you want to end with?
No, just the Survey Monkey link is in the chat, please. It helps us be better if you just take literally probably 5 minutes to do it. Please. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Please.
And I wanted to say thank you to everyone for being here with me today. This was fun.
Yes. Ashley, any last thoughts?
I just agree with Tiff. I think we had more videos turned on this week, so it's always great to see all the faces out there. We love it.
Yes, love. You guys, thank you so much. Tag us. Let us know how we can help you. It was really fun to see your faces. Thanks for joining us. Next week, 12 o'clock Pacific, we'll see you guys here. And we'll stay. So if any of you have chats or questions that you want to ask us directly, I'm happy to stay. Tiff, Charlie, Ashley, they might need to pop off or they'll stay. If you guys have specific questions, please, please, please ask in there. You can ask in the chat. You can unmute yourself. We want to make sure you guys can actually get this GSD and get this ops manual done. We'll stay till all you guys pop off. So ask away. You have literally coaches at your fingertips to ask us any questions. And thanks for those of you who participated today. James Thomas, you were on fire with us today. Thanks. Thanks for even getting Thanks for calling us on our core values. They're really fun. All right, last questions for you guys. Any last questions that we can help answer? Trish, thanks for being brave and shouting out today. Proud of you on that one.
Okay.
Okay, that's Tiff's awkward.
Good. I like it.
All right, question. How do we deal with employees that don't want to come back to work? That is such a solid question. 2 thoughts on that. One is, well, let me ask the question. You can comment in there. Why are they not wanting to come back to work? Is it that they're getting paid more on unemployment? Is that the reason? Fear. Okay, so fear. So a lot of people don't want to come back to work due to unemployment. If unemployment's the case, I have heard things with unemployment that if they're offered their job back and they choose to deny, they need to sign that and they can actually be taken off and kicked off of unemployment because they were offered their job back. What it is with fear, I would say finding out what it is. There is a lot of fear. And so it's going those above and beyond precautions. So you can have the ozone that kills all the germs. There's lots of masks where all the face protection. There's also the aerosol reducing suctions. I think a lot of those things are there and saying like, we're taking extra precautions for this. So that would be my answer to that. I think there is a lot of fear, and fear comes from uncertainty. So that would be my suggestion of kind of just asking what their main concern is, letting them know how you've addressed that, and getting them to come on. That's my answer. Tiff, Tarly, Ash, any of you have thoughts? Tarly?
Yes, I was just addressing this with an office who is actually opening up on Monday over here in Arizona. And because there is confusion and there isn't really clear guidelines on what is required. And so what we were discussing is the office manager and the doctor have a conversation around what sterilization protocols that they're going to put in place for their office. Not because it's still, it's undetermined what's going to be what's mandatory, and then have a Zoom meeting with the team to get everybody on board. So over communication and having everybody input, and you can do this all via Zoom before the team comes back in, allows there to be more certainty with the uncertainty.
Mm-hmm. That's a great point, Tarly. I love that. Tiff, Ash, any other thoughts? Good. Okay, absolutely. Rachel, there was a comment that said the survey link wasn't working. Can you please send the one, make sure it is working? Also, Nicole, question on, do you have 30, 60, 90 for associate doctors? The answer is not totally. There is an office that has a guidebook that I'm happy to share with you. If you want to email us, hello@dental18.com. Ashley, if you'll put that in the chat, our email, that'd be awesome. That will help you, Nicole, of kind of bringing them on. So what a lot of people do for associate docs is basically like, hey, here's our core values. This is what we want you to do. And then they're checking with associate doctors. So like for the first 30 days, we want to see like 7 x-rays of your composites. We want to do like 7 exams with you. We want to see like 10 crown seats. So that way you have kind of a tracking, and maybe it's not in 30, 60, or 90 days, but you're having more of those like checkoffs that you check off on procedures for associate doctors, because that's where a lot of associates get into hot water, and offices get into that hot water is they're not truly actually like working, like checking their associates. They're just assuming they're good dentists instead of giving that feedback from the get-go. So if you want, I'm happy to share. There's an office and they're incredible. I can show you kind of a snippet of what they've done. They're fantastic with that. So, beautiful. Any last questions? Protocols for associates? Yeah, same thing. I would say for associates, making sure you get like kind of how your protocol is for exams. Like think of things like they came from dental school. They're going to know hopefully how to do crown rows. It's okay to have them take x-rays afterwards when you hire them. That way you're not having poor dentistry done and never catching it. And if you just set that as a standard of like, hey, we're calibrating and collaborating together, but we do want to check off X amount of these to ensure we're on the same page, and it kind of forces both of us to work together. Also, how you like your exams to be done. The variance on perio, that tends to be a big topic, and at the end of the day, it's your practice. So how do you want perio to be done? How do you prefer your exams to be done? Things that could be gray, like SRP, when do we diagnose SRP? What's your take on, and you could even give standard guidelines of how long you prefer procedures to be done. It doesn't mean they have to follow it, but this way they at least have clear expectations would be my thoughts for associates. Tiff, Ash, Tarly, any other thoughts on associates? Solid? Okay. Any last questions for you guys before you guys take off? Thank you for that. Rachel, if you'll be sure to send them an email like ASAP of the ways to enter for the Amazon gift card and also the survey link so they can all take it. That would be lovely wherever you are in the space of unknown people.
Yeah, I'll send that email as soon as possible.
You're the best. Thanks, Rachel. Nicole, you're awesome. Okay, you guys, we're going to peace out. Have the best Wednesday. We'll see you guys next week, Workshop Wednesday, and we have a pretty fun surprise. So we'll chat with you guys later. All right, coaches, thank you. Tiff, Tarly, Ash, Rachel, Kaylee, thank you guys. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you guys next week.
And that wraps it up for another episode of the Dental18 podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.